So I know normally you'd be seeing my face right now and I'd be announcing the intro to the video and what's going on. But I honestly did not have much time this weekend. It's been super busy time for me. My birthday was on Friday, and then just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But other than that, I've also been playing a ton of Oblivion Remaster, and I tell you what, I can't stop playing it, and it's great. I mean, like if you have been playing it, like my little like off the cuff review, my quick one liner review would totally be like, they have fixed the jank that made the suck, but they left the jank that made the fun. If that makes sense. There's some crazy jankety stuff. But anyway, I actually wanted to make this video because I'm enjoying the game so much. And I played this game, like the original iteration of this game, for a long time back in like high school when it came out for me. So I kind of want to like go over some stuff that like you should probably do or look into when you start the game, especially if you're new to Oblivion. Because you know, for the last 20 years, everyone's been playing Skyrim, and like Skyrim's great and all, but Oblivion is a little different. So I definitely want to go over some of those things, and that's kind of what this video is about. So there will be some spoilers in here. So I don't know, like I guess maybe stop like the video now if you don't want any spoiler things. But like there are certain items that you can get later in the game that make certain things level wise like completely pointless. So I want to go over those in my list of stuff because like it's kind of important because like why waste a whole lot of time and stat points on something that like becomes completely pointless. So anyway, that was your warning. So here's the rest of the video. Let's go. The first thing I want to talk about is like skills and gear and levels and stuff because they kind of don't explain it really well. So when you start the game, you can of course pick your race and then pick like, you know, there's like three things you pick. It's like your race, like some kind of like star sign thing and some kind of like kind of skill set. The skill set thing, they have a bunch of pre-canned ones, like it's like five or six for melee, for range, and for magic. And I'm just gonna say that you also have the option to make your own, and you should make your own. And let me tell you why. You should make your own for a couple reasons. One, you know, like you can really make it exactly what you want. And two, this has a lot to do with the leveling system in this game. So, what they kind of don't tell you is you have major skills and minor skills. And the major skills, when you level them up, give you way more like experience to your overall level, like your overarching level. So essentially, let's put it this way. Let's say that you made acrobatics one of your major skills, which is a skill I love because you can jump like a freaking god and like jump off of water and stuff. But if you made that your major skill, then you just keep jumping. That's how you level it up. So just keep jumping, keep jumping, and all of a sudden your main level is really high. Now that can be a double-edged sword. So let me kind of go over that a second. So the stuff you get in the game is reliant on your overall level, and that is like the enemies you face and the stuff you get. So I will say you do probably want to hold off on some of the cooler quests until you're a higher level. And like I don't mean that to deter people from playing the game. Like do what you want to do. But like I remember the first time I played it, there's a guild called the Dark Brotherhood. They have some really cool gear. And I was a pretty low level and I got that gear and it was awesome. But I remember going over to a friend's house and like they didn't do that till way later in the game for them. So like they were like level, you know, 15 or 16 and they got the same exact gear just with like way better stats. And I was like, okay, that kind of stinks. So, and that's why I'm saying it's a double-edged sword. So if you use skills that you really want to put in your major skills, you can level up quick, then you'll level up your character quicker. Now, the bad side to that is the enemies level up with you as well. So if your major skills aren't combat related or you aren't leveling up your combat related skills, you could be kind of screwed. Like if your seven major skills are literally like mercantile, you know, making potions, and you know, like stuff that just isn't fighting at all, and then like you're level 20 maxed out, but like you have zero combat, then you're just like screwed. So something to think about. Leveling in this game is very interesting. like I said, I would really recommend, kind of balancing out your attack and your and stuff to level you fast. My skills I chose. So my character build is really weird. It's like almost a meme build, but I find it extremely fun, and that is like hand to hand and summoning. The other stuff I have, well, rather hand to hand summoning, athletics, and acrobatics. Everything else I have is just stuff that I am okay with, like blade. There's always good swords, so I put blade. Sneak, I think I put, and destruction, just to give me a little bit of oomph. But mainly, it's like I am Mr. McJump Punch. I can jump 1,000 feet in the air. I can run faster than a speeding bullet, and my fists are the devastation machine. It's my fun build. I know that's not a build that no one is ever going to use. I just find it hilarious, and it's just to walk up to like the mighty gods of Cyrodiil and literally just beat them to death with my bare hands. But that's just me. But yeah, because of that, that's how I'm leveling up. So it's been really neat. When I really want a few levels, I'll just sneak somewhere for a while, or if I really want some levels, I can jump a whole bunch. But on the whole, I will say that there are ways to level every skill in this game, like dubiously, and those are other videos you can find online for sure. But yeah, just make sure you choose your skills and you're leveling up in a proper way so you don't lose out on cool stats for items, but also you aren't like inhibiting yourself as well. This is just going to be a quick thing just because, like, I talked about my build. And that is if you do decide to walk the legendary path of hand to hand like us champions, then you need to definitely go to the arena. And there's these two guys who are training. And either you can pick lock their box or wait till they're asleep and steal their key off of them. But either way, inside of their little box, there's an enchanted like gauntlets type armor. It's like leather wrist straps called like the bands of Quang Lao. They give you plus 20 hand to hand, and they're freaking really good. Like right now, like I'm only level like 8 or something like that, or 7 or 8, and with those and my natural levels and some other items that I enchanted in the next part I'm going to talk about here, I already have like 86 hand to hand. So like I can literally beat the life out of everything. But I don't know, just something to look into. Now, like I said, I did want to talk about a couple skills that, like, in my opinion, are kind of not worth leveling up or putting specs into. And really, this is really just one. There's really only one, to be perfectly honest. And that is lockpicking. There's, like, several, like, abilities and things in the beginning of the game where it's like, oh, yeah, if you get this, you can unlock a certain, like, level lock, once a day or whatever. And I'm going to say lockpicking is useless for a couple reasons. So the dubious reason is you can duplicate lockpicks. You can duplicate any item that's stackable in this game, but you can duplicate lockpicks and just have like a bajillion million of them, and so you can just auto attempt over and over and over again, and they'll break, and who cares? That's the dubious thing. So let's ignore that. There are spells to unlock locks, which you can get through leveling up and then buying them. So that kind of makes lockpicking useless. But the real deal here is there are Daedric quests throughout the game, so, and they all have different level requirements. And I think you can do this one like at level 15. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 20. But there's a quest that gives you something called the skeleton key, which is literally just an unbreakable lockpick, which means that every point into lockpicking you have put into this point is completely useless. So that is the main reason why you should really not bother too much with lockpicking. Is the skeleton key just kind of makes it absolutely obsolete. And only because I touched on it, I mean, I guess I will show you how to duplicate stuff if you want to duplicate stuff. You can duplicate anything that is like stackable. So what you do is you open up a crate or a box or a chest or whatever that's empty, and you put the item you want to duplicate in there. So like for instance, you put in a scroll, and then you go back to your inventory by clicking I think it's the left stick or the right stick, one of the two, where it has like your inventory side by side. And what you want to do is you want to move your cursor over an item that is like a big number, like arrows or something, where you have 100 of them. And then with the arrow at the top pointing towards the box of the item you want to clone, Then you press on Xbox, it's like A and I think R1, whatever lets you switch back over to the other side. And then PlayStation would be X and R1 or whatever. You press them both at the same time, and it'll be like, oh, how many items do you want to bring over there? And just click, accept, because that'll be 100 arrows or whatever the heck you're using. And then you'll be over there, and your one item will still be there by itself, but that's it. And when you drag it back, when you click it to bring it back to your inventory, it'll be that number. So if you had one scroll over there and you did this with 100 arrows, you'll bring over 100 scrolls to yourself. I don't know, just saying, it's a good way to get money, I guess. Like if you want to like get something that has some good value and duplicate it, or just something that, yeah, potions or I don't know, just whatever you want to have a lot of lockpicks. Really, for me, it's like something that you can sell, or lockpicks or repair hammers. Those are kind of like the only things I duplicate. But do it or don't do it, whatever. It's up to you. Now, the last thing I want to show off is, in my opinion, like one of the best parts of Oblivion and really great for the remaster that is included from the get-go, and that is the Frostcrag Spire or the Wizard's Tower. It's called multiple things, but you can see on your map here, it's up kind of to the east of Burma. There's an actual path you can take to get to here. I forgot what that path looked like when I got here in the remaster. I literally just, because I level up my acrobatics so much, I just jumped up the vertical mountain like some kind of like psycho kangaroo. I don't know. But this tower is super freaking cool. It has so much to do. So when you get, it's free. First off, it's a free house, which it is a DLC content. So like they included it with this game, but it is a free house, which houses are pretty expensive in this game. However, you do have to buy like the stuff for it. The first thing I would buy is the living quarters, because it gives you a chest to store stuff in, and it gives you a bed, which is really nice. But beyond that, there are several things you can buy that are really, really good. They're all worth getting. If you're going to get them in some kind of like order, I'd probably recommend it this way. And that is, I started, of course, with the living quarters, like I said. And then I would go for the candles. There's two sets of candles you can buy from the lady who sells stuff. One of them lets you enchant jewelry, and one of them lets you make spells, which is something you can do at the like the Mages Guild later in the game. But you can do it like straight in the beginning from here, which is great because, like I said, you can take these things and make your own spells, make your own gear, which is really, really cool. The next thing I would probably buy is the alchemy station. So on the second floor, which is your living quarters, there is a really awesome like garden that has like a million kinds of different plants from all over the game. So you can make all kinds of potions, level up your potion making very quickly here. You can also just get the materials and eat them to get some stats out of it. It's really nice, really cool. Highly recommend just kind of hanging out in there and doing that. And then the other cool things you can get is this vault. It's just, I mean, I guess it's just a place to store stuff. I think it's neat because A, it completes the tower, but B, like you have these little like goblin guard banker guys that just kind of fly around and do their little thing. It's nothing special, but it's worth doing. Other stuff you can do at this tower, at the very top, there are teleports to every single guild, which is nice. But also, Mages Guild location is what I meant by that. But also there is a thing where later in the game you find these enemies called like Astanox, or I don't know exactly how you say it, but there's like a flame one, a lightning one, and an ice one. And when you kill them, they drop like salts, like fire salt, ice salt, lightning salt. And if you have 3 of those, you can summon one here permanently. I mean, like if it dies, then if it dies, it dies. But it's a permanent summon, as in like the summoning magic, which you can summon these with magic. Only lasts a certain amount of time or whatever, but here they will be like eternal. So it's actually kind of cool because with this, you can potentially have 3 followers at any given time. Your timed summon that you summon with magic, a follower from one of the various guilds, and one of these guys. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, that's going to kind of do it today, guys. I'm really enjoying this game. I think you guys should all play it if you haven't. And that's just some of the stuff that I wanted to kind of let you know in the beginning. That's like cool stuff to do. But yeah, I mean, if you like this video, like and comment and subscribe or whatever the hell. But as always, man, hey, take it easy.